Good morning, everybody. I'm Jeff Norris. I'm an education specialist at the State Department of Education in the Office of Extended Learning, or OXL, as we like to call it. It's a brand new office in student learning that deals with everything outside of the school day. We're really excited about this initiative and all of the things that it can add for our students' academic and just life success. We know that everything 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock combined with what happens outside of the school day really does lead to that academic and student success in general. We want to graduate students who are college and career ready, and the extended day opportunities and outside of school time opportunities also contribute to that. So this has been a work in progress for several years. Dr. Melissa Shields actually had this kind of as a brainchild years ago, and we're excited to put that into action and put some momentum behind her vision. So I want to share a few pieces of information with you. Some of it will be really specific to school districts, and some of it will be more general about our office. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's Jeff Norris, jeff.norris@alsde.edu. You can also find out information about the Office of Extended Learning on the Office of Student Learning rolling updates or the SWAY, and we'll eventually be having a website and some other things. And I will talk a little bit about our social media as well. But I want to give you a little bit of background about the Office of Extended Learning. We started in June 2024, so I'm the new kid on the block, really excited about that. And we really are building this office on the backs of people and pioneers in our state who've been doing this work. We know that a lot of summer programming has been happening lately, and we're excited about that and building on that. The other aspect that we really want to highlight is this idea of K-12 extended learning and what that looks like at different levels. Our vision statement mirrors our State Department's motto, which is every child, every chance, every day. So we know we want all students to have these extended learning opportunities, every child, every chance, and that it's continuous growth and success. So that everyday aspect, we're really excited to follow along that same vision that our State Department has. On a more strategic level, our mission statement, we call them the 4 Ps. We have 4 aspects of extended learning programs, K-12 extended learning programs that we really want to strategically pursue. One of those Ps is partnering strategically with a variety of stakeholders. Number 2, we want to promote student engagement and enrichment. We want to provide opportunities to bridge gaps in learning. And last, we want to prepare our learners with the necessary supports and skills to meet their full potential. We've had several groups getting together, some different task forces from State departments or sections, excuse me, and local school districts. And one of the activities we've been doing is looking at this mission statement and pulling out specific words or phrases that stick out. So I would encourage you, as I'm talking right now, even look at those 4 Ps and think about the one that really resonates most with you. Think about how your extended programming, whether we're talking about before and after school tutoring, before and after school care, summer camps, summer learning, extended learning and apprenticeships, and even a CTE integration for high school, how it kind of corresponds to one of those 4 Ps. We want very strategically to shift our mindset away from summer school, in quotation marks, summer school, to really significant summer learning opportunities for students. And same thing for after school programming. We are not just doing after school care, which minimizes exactly what's happening during that after school programming, but we really want to talk about extended day programming as a noun and as a collective term. So we're really excited about this work and all the different things that it entails. A large bulk of the work right now is tied towards summer learning, and that is because we have legislation that pertains to that. We also have a lot of funding that corresponds, especially to K-3 and 4-5 summer learning. But we are very cognizant about looking ahead and trying to make sure that we are looking at K-12 aspects. We are partnering strategically with the 4th through 8th grade task force right now on summer learning, and are interested in finding districts who are wanting to grow that particular area and work with us on that. So please reach out if that's something that you are currently doing or would like to consider. I'd love to work with you on that. And then also our high school aspects. We definitely want to continue to add that. We currently have 7 school districts that are part of a partnership with the District Summer Learning Network. Excited about their work and what they're doing. We've also begun some summer learning regional meetings, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a second. And then funding, which seems to be at the top level of everybody's priority right now, and understandably so with the sunsetting of our ESSER funds. We want to make sure that we are finding ways to fund this programming and so that it can occur, especially good programming to occur. We don't want to see success in our programming from the last several years and then immediately just remove it because we no longer think we have the funds for it. So becoming creative with that funding is really important to our office. Besides summer learning, we also want to grow those community partnerships. We know that school districts cannot do it alone, especially in regards to funding. And so really utilizing those local partnerships is a priority. Finding resources for people and setting up these connections is a goal for us. We want to continue to grow our before and after school tutoring. We additionally want to really highlight our 21st century programming. If you are interested in pursuing that, there are some really great opportunities coming up about 21st century programming that I'll talk to you about in just a second. Parent academies and outside resources for them, especially in regards to family and community learning, would be a priority. And then ultimately just serving as a thought partner for local districts. So if you are interested in this work, please keep me in mind. This is something I love to partner with you on, even if it's a phone call or a Zoom meeting, a virtual meeting, or sitting down with your school district team if you've got a summer learning team, especially ahead of time. We really are trying to get this started as quickly as possible. I'll talk to you a bit more about that in just a second as well. We actually have a great YouTube video. If you type in summer learning in Alabama on YouTube, you'll see this picture and it will lead to a great video that's a summary of some of the summer learning that happened in Alabama as I was touring around. Actually, day one on my job, I actually was visiting summer camps around Alabama. So the first about 15 days that I was in this position this summer in June, I was visiting different districts. And so it's a great little video if you're looking for ideas, and we'd love for you to promote that. And so you can share it for us on social media as well. So hitting straight to funding, 2 that I want to mention very quickly because these are both really time appropriate right now. At the beginning or end of September, beginning of October, 2 memos were sent to superintendents. They are also available on our state website. If you go into the memo section on the State Department website, both of these both of these memos were on there. The first one is a formula grant for summer reading camps. So the title of the actual memo is Summer Reading Camps and Before and After School Tutoring. But to give you some background information on that, it was based on the Alabama Literacy Act, and those funds were based on numbers from your early years assessments. So when districts were collecting data last spring on the early years assessment of your district, we used that to determine the funding amounts for every single district in Alabama. And so those funds were sent. The funding amount were sent in a memo to districts, and it talks about the process of disbursement. Those funds have to be utilized for K-3 literacy and 3rd grade after school tutoring. You can also combine that with other funds, though, for any kind of programming for students. So if you're using it for transportation in the summer, transportation can be for K-5 students. Or if you're using it for literacy and a literacy camp, your camp can be offered for more than just K-3 students. But at a minimum, it has to be going towards K-3 reading camps, summer reading camps, and also the after school, before and after school tutoring. If you have questions about that, you're welcome to reach out. Within that memo, there is a spreadsheet, a Google form that you need to fill out that talks about how you'll be spending that funding and who the contact is for your district that oversees summer and extended learning programming for your students. And that will help me when I'm sending out information, know who to contact. That same Google form or a similar Google form will be used for a second grant. This went out the exact same day as the summer reading camp grant. This one is called the ASAP, or Alabama Summer and After School Program Grant. This is a competitive grant based on legislation. So it is open to local school districts, municipalities, and not-for-profit organizations. Applications opened October 1st. They close October 31st. It's not a super long application, so it's one that I highly recommend that you try to apply for. You can get funding up to $50,000. We have a little over $2 million to give to not give out, but to pass around to people who apply and are awarded the grant. Um, no, I will tell you this, that a portion of the grant is designated for municipalities and not-for-profit organizations. So about half of it goes to school districts, and about half will be awarded to organizations outside of school districts. So I would encourage you, if you partner with a group like the YMCA or the Boys and Girls Club or a local church or a community organization, please send them that link as well, because they can also apply for the funding, and they may be a little less competitive than the actual school districts who are applying. So they are also welcome to apply for that. The website for that is listed to the right of that. The application, you can find out all the information in that memo. It walks you through the application process through DocuSign. And I actually was reading the other day that the State Board of Education, we presented about I want to say, I think I saw $14 million, so about a $10 million increase, no, excuse me, $12 million increase over this current ASAP grant for the fiscal year 26. So I'm really excited about that. I hope it will be passed. If we know that we have lots of schools who are looking for this funding and we can show that they're applying, I think that will definitely lend credibility to the need that we have for this funding. So I'd highly recommend that you apply for this. I don't have a slide for 21st Century Learning, but if you are interested in 21st Century, it's a grant opportunity. It's for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we're looking at much more than 50,000, and it will fund after school or summer learning. Our federal programs at the State Department oversees this. I can connect you with Amanda Rylant, or I can send you the specific information that I have. It's just not in this presentation if you're interested. I know from federal programs that they are looking at streamlining the process. So if you have applied for 21st Century in the past and thought it was a little cumbersome, or you didn't really have the personnel to oversee it, they're really looking at making that process easier for school districts, and I believe that will be the case moving forward. They are about to open up a brand new cycle, a competitive cycle for 21st Century Learning. It's a little bit lengthier of an application than the ASAP grant, but it comes with a lot more funding. So I'd highly recommend you look into that. I'm happy to follow up with you more about that or connect you with our federal programs section, and they can help you oversee that program and what it might look like. In addition to that, in the past, 21st Century funds could be used for after school and or summer learning. They're actually going to open up a separate competitive cycle just for summer learning 21st Century funding. So that time period would be less than a typical 21st Century grant. And so I'm hopeful that some of the paperwork and some of the accountability measures might be a little more simplified since it's a shorter time period. Those will both be opening up in November, I believe. So I would be on the lookout for anything that says 21st Century if you might be interested in that. If you're just interested in looking at summer learning as a whole, I'm really excited about what this can look like, even beyond just the literacy camps and the numeracy camps. So I'm looking at just summer learning in general for K-12 students and partnering with school districts. We're going to have some upcoming regional meetings for districts to get together in a space together. I'll be sending out information on the Office of Student Learning rolling update site about this, and I'm hoping to also send it out to my email contacts based on the grants. But we will have some upcoming meetings on December 10th, 11th, and 12th. If you are starting to get a little worried about summer learning or what it could look like, or really just interested in the work and making it more impactful on your students, I did do a video presentation of my last regional meeting. So there's a Google Drive of files and a YouTube video. It's about a 45-minute video, but I'll walk you through a presentation. It's something that you can look through as a district leader and then convene your team together, a summer learning team, and then walk through some of this material with them. But it talks a lot about shifting mindsets, about what summer learning could look like. It also speaks a little bit to braiding and blending funds. And we'll continue to have these topics in December as well. So look for your region, probably the northern or the central, either one would be pretty close to JSU. And so I'm happy to come to your region as well, specifically if you want to get together with several schools, and I can set something up with Valerie at the JSU Center just on summer learning or extended learning for several of your school systems. I'm happy to do that. Or we can get together at one of these regional meetings in December. Or you can just log on and find that video presentation in Google Drive and work through it at your own pace. The last thing I want to mention today is just helping us spread our word. We're definitely looking for increased funding and just increased of highlighting of these summer learning initiatives so that we can de-silo the process. We have so many awesome things happening around our state in extended learning. So many people are doing this work on their own, though, and we're not sharing the good things that are happening. So that's one of my main goals for this position, is really connecting people. My email address and office phone number are on here. Email is probably a little bit quicker since I'm on the road a lot, but you can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And I would love to schedule a visit to your building, help you be a thought partner to what's happening currently and how to make it even better. And then really, if you just will tag me in posts, I will definitely share them on our social media. I would like to spread the word and share our story. This will be really beneficial when we're talking to legislators and other people to increase funding and increase the focus that we have on extended learning. So I really appreciate you doing that and helping us spread the word. Feel free to spread my contact information and reach out at any point that you have any questions. I'm here to help. I really appreciate you letting me have a few minutes, and I'll talk to you soon.